Well, hello there, and welcome back to the More Than Mostly Comedy podcast.
You say welcome back like you've gone away, you've had a bit of your life, and then you've gone, I want to go back to that More Than Mostly Comedy podcast and hear those two guys again.
Absolutely, we kind of hope people have. I kind of hope that that's got to this stage. To be fair, this could be your first time listening, so.
But also, I hate the thought of people just listening to it relentlessly and doing nothing else and growing like beards as they do it and eating crisps and just.
Can't think of anything worse.
And then coming to assassinate us.
Yeah.
It could happen.
Could happen, yeah.
That'd be weird.
It would be very strange, wouldn't it? I'm Glyn Doggett, by the way, and that's David Ephgrave, who just
David
heard.
Ephgrave here.
Yeah.
And you've joined us for another lovely interview. We've just done it. This is the bit that we do, that you hear before, but we did afterwards, with the lovely Martin Trenaman, who, as we say in the interview, is someone who when he's in the thing, it's a sign of quality, really, isn't it?
Absolutely, yeah. Yeah, definitely.
Hence, this podcast is sign of quality.
Well, yeah, is it? When he's
been
in
on
the thing,
this.
It's a
This
sign
must
of
be
quality.
good. Yeah.
This is why we get these people, just to make us look better, isn't it?
Vaguely
It's kind of-
better.
Yeah. But
Not
it's
good.
so true.
Better than we were.
Yeah.
Slightly better.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. But it's so true. I mean, there's so many things that he's done that we both like. So it's. And we met Martin back in 2008 as part of a comedy writing group that we were in.
Pre-decimal it was then. We were still using shillings and no, we weren't. It's not that long ago.
Different world, different times. But yeah, and there's so many things that he's done that we admire. So it was nice to chat with him and talk about all those things.
Definitely.
Really.
And we might as well just go straight in and hear that chat now. So here we go. So we are again in a Zoom setting with Martin Trenaman. Hello, Martin.
Oh yeah, how are you?
I'm good, thank you. How are you?
Yeah, fine, thanks. Yeah.
How are you finding this current situation that we're in, this sort of lockdown that we're still in?
Yeah, it's been quite a slog, hasn't it?
Yeah.
We've had it sort of fairly easy, to be honest. We live in West London. We're lucky enough to have a sort of small garden. So, and we just got a puppy just before. About 8 weeks before the lockdown, January the 11th. So about a month and a half before the lockdown, we got a puppy.
Right.
So that allowed us to sort of go out, and walk the dog and take the children out. Homeschooling, that's been a laugh.
I've had that fun. Yeah.
That's been a laugh.
Yeah.
Never really set out to be a teacher. That's the thing.
I know.
No, never want to be ever.
I've realised how much patience you have to be a teacher.
Yeah.
Quite a lot.
The puppy thing is funny because a couple of friends of mine have suddenly got dogs out of nowhere, and I don't know whether it's like, is it a thing? Do you think a lot? And obviously you didn't do it for sort of.
It's called having a pet, Glyn. It's called having a pet.
But it seems to be. I've seen people since everyone's been in lockdown. I've seen a couple of people who've never had dogs before suddenly get dogs, and I wonder if it's quite a good thing to do, I suppose, at this time, because you've got time to sort of settle them in, train them to do all that stuff. But I guess there are bonuses to having this situation for having a new pet, especially a puppy.
Yeah. Apart from the vets are mostly shut.
Yes.
So vaccinations are tricky.
And also having a puppy as well, like getting used to all the puppy training and stuff. That's kind
of it's she's been a handful and a lot of fun. Yeah, she's great actually.
Yeah. I've seen her on Twitter, isn't it, Mabel?
Mabel,
she's very sweet.
Yes,
I've got a dog as well, so same thing. It's been an excuse to get out, get some exercise, and it's definitely good for that. I was going to ask you a question because that's what we're here for. Well, I believe, didn't you feature on a Jam record, sort of by accident? I remember you telling us before.
Dare you?
Playing bass.
Yes, I did. Yes, I was still at school. I think, or was I at college? I was very young.
Yeah.
I played in a band. Well, I played drums, so I played in a band back then, a sort of a kind of a modish kind of band. And the lead singer, Mark, knew the Jam. He used to sort of hang around with them. And he said to me, do you fancy on a Saturday? He said, do you fancy going up to Townhouse Studios in London and just sort of hanging out with the band? So I bit his hand off, and we went up there, had the day out. I was, 14, maybe 15. I can't really remember, but quite young. Hung around with them. Vic Coppersmith Heaven walks in. We're playing pool. I'm trying to, keep some beer down. and summons us all to go to the studio to do some backing vocals. I immediately said, I'm a drummer. Clearly, I can't sing. So he said, no, it really is just shouting. So we went down there, did a load of shouting, and that was the second, it was single or whatever. And then I got a call weeks later saying, "Oh, do you want to go on Top of the Pops?"
No.
No, I don't.
Yeah.
So it did. Yeah, I have to confess that I remember it because there's a lot of swaying about we did because the director said because we were just standing there.
Yeah.
And there was a lot of swaying about, but a lot of the swaying about with a couple of us was because of the amount of beer that we consumed backstage. They had crates and stuff. But so. The short answer is yes, that is true, David.
Amazing.
So we'll cut out all the story and we'll just
yes,
that's
the answer.
Yeah. Yes. The funny thing was you told us about that, and then I happened to see the Top of the Pops randomly. And I was like, oh yeah, no, it is true.
There
you are
on Top of the Pops too. Yeah.
There's a credit on the back of the album as well, thanks to Danny, Dean, Mark, Pete, and Martin.
It's amazing, and it's the song "Eat 'Em Rifles" for people who don't know.
Yes,
so
Eat 'Em Rifles.
I mean, that's a cool thing to have done without even like your career, the things you've done. That's a very cool
thing. Yeah. In fact, a neighbour down our road about 2 years ago, I didn't really know him, and he actually works for the Telegraph, and he actually called me from across the road and said, called me over and said, look, is this true that you and I thought he was going to go, oh, you're in PhoneShop, or you're in, and he said, that you did backing vocals. I saw you, and I went, what? You called? First time you've ever spoken to me, and this is what you say.
So did you sort of start out doing music? Was that did that sort of lead to everything else? Or?
Yeah, well, my first job was on the Ghost Train on Southend Pier.
Amazing.
Oh, really?
Yeah, my father was delighted, all that education and I got sacked from that, and I went into the city for a while because that's been Southend. That's kind of in the 80s. That's kind of what you did, So just worked in the back office, but got really sort of disillusioned with that, so left. But I've been playing in bands for years, playing drums in various bands for years. And so I left for the band, and we got a publishing deal, and we never did anything. And then I got kicked out. Me and Beanie, the keyboard player, out of here, get out. Even though I'd founded the band, I'm still not bitter.
No, of course not. Of course not.
And I thought, well, I'm not going to go back and do that drudge. I'd done that for 4 or 5 years, and I wasn't going to do that anymore. So I ran a comedy club down in Southend called the Joker Comedy Club, and with Colin Dench. Do you remember him?
I know the name.
Yeah. And I ran it with him, and I just sort of thought everyone was going, "What are you going to do?" I said, "I don't know." So I thought I'd give stand-up a go, and I knew Lee Evans because him and Frank Skinner used to compare the club.
Right.
So it was fortnightly. So Lee would do one show a month and Frank would do the other one. So I knew Lee, and Lee lived round the corner from me, really, in Leigh-on-Sea. And he, what's funny is I'd been doing a little bit of writing with Lee because I knew him. And my open spot in Southend, a pub in Southend. It's funny because I got home, and then about 12:30 at night, I got a call from Lee saying, "How did it go?" So I won. I won it.
Right.
I won the first gig, and then for the next 6 months, died on my arse.
And the rest is history.
No, not 6 months, but quite a few months died on my arse.
You said you had run a comedy club. So did you run a comedy club before you considered doing stand-up? Were you just at that point?
Yeah. No, I'd been running it.
Oh, right.
Yeah, no, I'd been running it for quite a while before I did it. Yeah, it was a last-ditch effort to not go and get a proper job.
Right, yeah.
I thought I'd give it a go, and then I went up to. Do you want the whole story?
Yeah, go for it.
Go for it. Yeah.
In 1970.
Put your feet up. Put a cigar on.
Yeah.
So Michael Smiley, you must know.
Yeah.
You know Michael Smiley?
Yeah.
Well, Smiley said to me, I did a gig with Smiley, and he chatted to me at the bar, and he said, "You've got to enter So You Think You're Funny." And I'd only been doing comedy for about 4 months, four and a half months. And so I entered it, and there weren't heats. Well, there were heats in Edinburgh in those days, but there weren't regional heats. Right. And I won it. I won So You Think You're Funny in '94.
I saw this on Wikipedia because we've always said before that So You Think You're Funny sounds like a really threatening competition because it's got a really
exactly, yeah.
It's like, so you think you're funny.
Should be called. What do you think you're doing?
Yeah,
exactly.
Yeah. What are you doing that for?
Yeah.
But I remember we went to see some of the heats of it when we were up there one year. But
I did it as well because we obviously did stuff together, and then I did one of my own.
Yeah, you did. It
was regional heats, and they didn't think I was funny. That was the thing. They changed the title. Yeah,
I want to recount.
But it's like that's quite a being thrown into it because you go from having barely done it to winning that. To I presume that then made you think, well, I can be a comedian then.
Yeah, I think. The thing was that it all happened so quickly from the first gig to winning So You Think You're Funny was less than 5 months. So, then suddenly your diary starts, getting busier and busier because people go, oh, you won't say anything funny. But I still only had 10 minutes.
Right, yeah.
So my agent at the time, who was Colin, was booking me out for 20 minutes. And I was going, I haven't got any. He said, we'll just say it's lower. And you go, no, I can't do that.
Yeah, it won't be funny then.
Yeah. And he said, just write some more. Just write more. I go, it's quite hard writing this stuff. It's quite hard.
Yeah.
But eventually, I got up to about 17 minutes, and used to crawl on stage. It took about 3 minutes.
It's a shame it wasn't like the music hall days when you could just no one would see it, so you could just perform. If only we were Victorian, it'd be so much better.
Yeah, so then sort of did sort of loads of gigs, and I did stand up for 6 years, I think. Yeah, 94 to about 2000. Yeah. Did
you enjoy it?
I loved most of it, and I did miss it a lot when I decided to give up. I did really enjoy it. What I didn't enjoy, and you guys, you do stand up as well. What people don't realise is that they go, "Oh, what a glamorous, amazing sort of lifestyle." But actually, if your agent or manager has booked you kind of 6 gigs in the West Country, and you're doing Exeter and then Plymouth, and then then you're going further down, you're driving around all day on your own, booking into a B&B on your own. The only time you're having a laugh, really, is from 7:30 at night till midnight or 1 or whatever, and then everyone disperses, and then you're on your own again till 7:30 the next night.
Yeah. It is a very lonely thing. I mean, that's so much better when me and Glyn are doing stuff together, but when I've done it on my own, it is weird to just turn up on your own, but okay,
It's a bit weird. It's a bit weird. But I did enjoy it, but I got more and more acting work. So in the end, I was doing. I did 3 series of a drama with Lenny Henry called Hope and Glory, where I played the caretaker. Where my only makeup every time was to scrunch my neck up like that, and they put dirt around here, and they go, right, you're done.
Instant character.
Instant character. And I'd done the first series of that and still done stand-up. But it nearly killed me because I was going in filming and I was driving myself in, which they don't like. They don't like you driving yourself in. And then a wrap at 7 o'clock or something, driving off to Oxford to do a gig, then getting back at 1 in the morning and then being picked up at 5:30 in the morning, it killed me.
Right, yeah.
Well, it didn't quite kill me. I'm still here. There came a point where I had to sort of decide which way I was going to go. Was I going to go acting and writing, or was I going to go stand up and writing? And I went acting.
Did you ever think you'd be an actor when you were younger? Did that something ever cross your mind?
Oh yeah. I always
Oh really? Oh, that's good.
Yeah. As a child, I always wanted to be James Bond. I always wanted to dressed up in the suits and had the gun, and used to act out scenes with friends when I was 7, 8, 9. I used to make films on Super 8.
Oh, I love it.
And direct it and be in it, and write it.
Sounds familiar. Yeah.
Sounds like us.
Yeah, sounds like us. Yeah.
Yeah.
Where have you been all my life?
I was murdered at work in primary school.
Yeah. In my primary school, I told them that I had a series commissioned. I clearly didn't. How I even knew that language then, I don't know, because I was really into Blackadder at the time. So I sort of basically said I'd had this thing that was going to be made, and it was like Blackadder Goes Forth, and they believed me. And it's like, I'm just a liar. I know, it's just it's terrible, though. Just, I don't know why. I don't know where I thought that was going to go,
No.
But yeah. But it's fun.
How did the series go?
Really well, 4 series we got, and in a film it was made to.
I don't think I caught it.
It was just all in my head, really. But that leads a little bit to, we had a question, so we have some questions sent in from Alison Cashmore, who I think is here listening. What do you most enjoy, writing comedy or being a comedic actor?
Ooh, it's a tough one. That is a tough one. I do really enjoy writing narrative. And I write with Matt Lees. We've just done the second series of Bravo 2 Charlies for Radio Wales. I really enjoy that, particularly the second series, because we really knew the characters, and the daftness that comes out of them. I really enjoy that. But I suppose, gun against my head, I'd probably say acting,
right?
Because it's more immediate. You're on set. I've done a bit of theatre, but not. I haven't done any for years and years.
Yeah,
it's not really my thing, I don't think.
Yeah.
I did a couple of plays, and they only ran for about a week or 2 weeks or whatever, but I spent from the first day of rehearsal to the last show saying to myself, why the fuck have I done this to myself?
Yeah, right.
Why am I doing this? Then I did another one and just went, why am I doing this? I don't know. This is insane.
Yeah.
So, it's not for me. But I think acting on set, that sort of immediate sort of creativity and that feeling of when it goes really well. I mean, you know, David, when that scene's just really cooking.
Yeah.
The right word. I've chosen some 70s word.
I like it.
Cooking.
Yeah,
man. When it's just really working. I really enjoy that. So I'd say acting. Yeah.
Do you find it? Do you approach it very differently when it's stuff you've written yourself, or is it sort of the same? Do you turn on your acting head when you do it rather than?
I think you do, actually. I think that's quite interesting because when we recorded Bravo 2 Charlies on location, which, I mean, normally it's, or not normally, often it's done in a studio.
Yeah, that's interesting. Yeah.
But quite often it's actually done on location. I did Kay Stonham's sitcom, Robin and Wendy's Wet Weekends, and that was all done in Kay's house. So the kitchen, the garden, the bedroom, everything. I don't know how to describe a house to you, do I? Kitchen.
Oh yeah, now I know. I can visualise it now. Yeah.
I've described a house to everyone. I hope we're all clear on that now. But yeah, so we recorded on a kind of a farm, where they had sort of a kind of visiting farm, petting farm kind of thing. In the first week of March, so a couple of, about 3 weeks before lockdown, and it was freezing in Llandudno, but beautiful, absolutely lovely. It's an interesting question because I think you put more pressure on yourself to get it right, because the actors that we've got in it are, I think are absolutely superb, and they're absolutely smashing this script. And I'm thinking, I wrote this, I better.
Yeah.
So I think you do have a certain amount of more pressure on you when you're doing that. Yeah, definitely.
So when you were doing that, were you presumably in a car doing it? Because a lot of it's like.
Yeah, we were. Yeah. Steve Dougherty, who produced it, he rented a people carrier So Jerry doing the sound could sit there. Matt Lees, who I wrote it with, could smack me on the head with scripts going wrong, wrong, get it right. So they could also sit behind, but it's about the North Wales Traffic Police.
Yeah.
And we sat next to each other, with a great big mic in between us. Yeah,
it's just like you normally do in a car, really. It's just your standard car experience.
Yeah, it's your standard car experience without actually driving.
Yeah. And I guess that must really help it feel a bit more real, because you're as close to being in the scenario as you can be when you're doing
it.
That.
It really helps. And the first series we did in a studio in Wales. I can't remember the name of the city. Wrexham. Sorry, Wrexham.
Oh, okay, Wrexham. Yeah.
In a disused nuclear lookout station, which was now a recording studio. But I think this one, it lifts the dialogue is lifted off the page more because it's got that kind of that live feel to it. We did Mountain Rescue episode was the first episode, and it was windy, it was cold. You know what I mean? It's kind of and it feels like it when you hear it.
Yeah. How did you meet Matt? Because you do quite a lot of writing with him, obviously. How did that start?
I met Matt because Matt went to film school, and he came out and was a producer at Granada, and they were doing the short films that Lee did way back in '97, I think, something like that. And Lee invited me up because I tried to help him write one of these films. And Lee said, I'll come up and meet these guys. Jim Doyle, who I've done a few films with, is director. And Matt was there as well. So I was introduced to them at Granada, and just sort of hit it off with Matt, and have hated him ever since.
Do you have a sort of specific way you approach writing together? Do you sort of have roles in it? Does one person do the typing?
All the typing.
Right, yeah.
He does all the typing. He does all the typing.
Yeah. And you're all the inspiration.
Yeah. It's sort of fallen like that. I think we do have specific roles. I do all the funny stuff. And he does all the admin. Yeah. No, Matt's brilliant. Matt used to be a lead writer on The Bill and has written for Holby and Casualty. So he's brilliant at that kind of the way the narrative should work and the way the scene should push the story forward, whereas I'm just going bah. It's funny stuff.
Yeah.
Let's just do funny stuff. And Matt's really funny as well. I'm not taking that away from him. He's hilarious, but he's very good at that sort of structure thing, and I'm much better at kind of storylining and coming up with silly stories. And we're a perfect team, really. I don't want anyone to get this wrong. Matt is hilarious.
He is, yes.
Yeah.
Do you write together, or do you? Yeah. You do actually sit in the same room.
Yeah, we've tried doing it remotely, and we've tried even doing it where he writes a bit and then sends me a scene over, and I write a bit, and but it just takes forever, Yeah. So actually, I don't know if there's that many writing teams that do it, but we actually always sit in the same room together and write.
That's it, yeah. I know for people that don't sit together, will quite often write a bit and then send it to someone else, and then they'll write a bit. And but we've always sat. Me and David always sat together in the room and written it together, because we kind of have to. You kind of have to. We like to sort of say it out loud, so you're constantly acting it. Essentially, you're kind of doing
exactly that. That's exactly what we do, and it's also to get from A to B. It's quite a journey sometimes. So you're starting off with a donkey sanctuary that then turns into a massive beehive that turns it, So this journey, but that will only come from sitting in the same room with the same idiot that you've sat with for years.
Exactly.
It only comes from that. It doesn't come from bouncing emails backwards and forwards.
No. And it ends up being about 90% just chat and about 10% actually writing.
Work,
anything. Yeah.
Are you getting all this down, David?
Yeah. Typing away. But I mean, I was going to mention Stories. It links to a question that's come up here as well. But you were one of the writers on what myself and one of my friends think is one of the most sort of criminally underrated sitcoms, which is 15 Stories High, which I think it just not underrated, but so much as sort of got missed a little bit. Maybe the telly one.
Yes.
It was.
It did. Well, I started writing with Sean. I've written with Sean for 23 years or whatever it is. And he's a very close friend, and he got me in. He met me in Edinburgh, and he said he had this idea that he was going to do for a radio show, and it was 15 Minutes of Misery. It was called, and they did this pilot, 15 Minutes of Misery, which was to him, I can't remember that much about it actually, but I wrote a couple of gags for it or whatever. Then it was commissioned as a radio series. 15 Stories High, and he wanted it as a flat because he used to live in a flat in Rotherhithe,
right.
And he wanted it to have that feel of going from flat to flat, so you could have sketches but also have a sitcom going on. So all that, he is the creator of all of that. And then he brought me in to write that. So I wrote two radio series with him, and then it was commissioned as TV. So which took a long time. So each series took 6 months to write.
Right.
In a tiny little garret office off Wimpole Street. Just trudging up. I remember trudging up those stairs every day, and it was 4 or 5 days a week. Just trudge up and sit down, and Sean was very much, it's his baby, and I was there to help him. And the days I'd come in there and, on a Monday I'd come in and we'd written all this stuff, and Sean would go, "It's not good enough." And I'd go, "But he's quite funny." And he'd go, "No." And it would go, all gone.
Right. Yeah.
So that's last week's work gone. Start again.
Yeah.
So he's very particular about what he wants. I'm quite right too, because I think it's genuinely a brilliant series. And we actually did the pilot film festival, the pilot TV festival rather, up in Manchester. We did last year. We went up there and did a Q&A and screened an episode. And Benedict Wong came along as well. So Benny was there. And that's one of the funniest scenes I've filmed. I mean, there's a few of them. There's a couple in PhoneShop that I'd sort of go, okay, I really like those. But sexing the whitebait in the in Billingsgate.
Yeah.
Because the thing was, Sean was there, and Sean was always sort of overlooking everything, But and Mark Nunnally was a director. He's a delightful, lovely man, and he could have put some lights on though. It's all shot really dark.
It's all quite It's
real. It's real.
It's
great. Yeah, I like that.
Mark.
Yeah.
And we were going to do this scene, and all of that scene was scripted. So it was all completely scripted.
Yeah.
And we started doing it, and it just felt kind of felt wrong that we were, we were keeping so to this script. It was quite a long scene, to be this bit, that bit, And I just said to Mark, I said, why don't we improvise? We know where we're going. We know where we're going with it.
Yeah.
And I said, and Sean's not around. You can't tell me not to.
Yeah.
Because Sean had gone off to buy some lobsters or something, I don't know.
Obviously. Yeah.
And so we improvised it, and we shot it, I don't know, a couple of times, 3 times, something like that. And it genuinely makes me laugh.
Yeah.
Benny's hilarious in it.
Yeah. He's such a great character, and he does it so well as well.
Yeah,
it gives it so much heart. It's brilliant.
Yeah, he's brilliant. He's a really warm character. He's lovely.
Yeah. The bit that makes me cry with laughter, literally cry with laughter, is the one where he's pulling down the wallpaper.
Yeah.
And when he backs around the door with all the wallpaper tacked on his trousers. But it just makes me cry, literally cry laughing. It's brilliant. Yeah. So funny.
Yeah.
Was there, apart from that, was there much room for improvisation in it? Then was it very much a scripted thing, generally?
It was pretty much a scripted thing. There was a little bit of improv every now and then. I always remember this. Sean, I had to do a scene with Sean. This is in the second series where I played the caretaker, when I start eating his food. Are you finished with that? You finished with that? Finished. 9, I think it was 8 or 9 cold fried eggs. That was
lovely.
Oh. What I do for my art.
Yeah.
But before that scene, I say to him, I'm a really annoying bloke. And so I talk like that. Yeah, I don't stop there. Yeah, like that. And I had to name 3. I said, who's your favourite astronaut? You've got to have a favourite, haven't you? So I named these 3 astronauts, and I couldn't remember the last one. So I'd go, so we do this whole scene, and I go, yeah, Neil Armstrong, Buzz Aldrin, and it just wouldn't come out. And Sean stood up, he slammed his hands on the table and went, Martin, these guys have flown all the way to the moon and back. The least you could do is remember their fucking name.
It's true, really.
Yeah. It's true.
I think it's such a good premise for a series, and like the way you can sort of have short sketches and link them together. And I think as well, like the transition from the radio to telly really worked really well, because the radio's one's a lot less maybe naturalistic, I'd say, but the telly stuff is quite sort of real as well. It makes it work.
Yeah. I think that's, a lot of that's down to Sean. Sean had a real vision about how he wanted it shot. He wanted it like a Scandinavian movie. He wanted it shot really real, really sort of odd angles. The Mark comes from a commercials background, so he knows how to shoot something. So yeah, a lot of that was Sean, really.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah.
And it does look quite sort of filmic in the Stark way. Like there are like interesting, like you say, interesting shots, interesting like end credit things that happen that make it look nice. Yeah, which is good. Yeah. And another question come in actually from Alison Cashmore again, who's now interrogating you. Which character that you have played is your favourite, and which character have you wished you could have played?
Wow. But my favourite character is dead easy. Lance Crisp in PhoneShop. Just the most brilliant character that Phil Bowker wrote. He wrote it, directed it, produced it, edited it, told me what to do. Lance is he's just brilliant. He's a modern day Captain Mannering. He's a jumped up idiot, doesn't really quite know what he's doing, but he's letting his lads do it all.
Yeah.
And he's actually terrified of the Raz. I just think, I don't know who would I have liked to have played. Well, Bond.
Of course,
still could happen. Still could happen.
I wanted to do that when I was 9.
Well, exactly. That's been a lifelong one. Yeah.
Yeah, I think I may have passed that one. A character I'd love to have played. I don't know. I'd have to think about that.
Yeah.
Think about that.
Although I did note, because I'm a big Tony Hancock fan, that you played Hancock.
Oh, yes.
I did. I played Hancock. Yes.
Are you a fan of Hancock? Were you a fan?
Yeah. No, I am. Yeah. I did play Hancock, and that was really, really good fun. Michael Sheen was absolutely delightful, and because I'd never played anyone else.
Right. Yeah.
So it was quite funny because I didn't realise at the time it's kind of an actor's way of doing it. I was just doing it anyway. So I was doing, before each scene, I was doing a line that would get me into his voice. So I was walking around doing a line, and Michael Sheen was doing a Kenny Williams line. So I'm down the corridor, and I'm going, never mind that, we're here for the rest. And he was doing something. Yes. That was good. I really enjoyed doing that. That was the only time I think that's the only time I've ever played someone else.
Right.
Someone real.
How did that come about? I mean, was that just a straightforward audition for the part kind of job?
That was a straightforward audition for the part, and I just went in and did it, and got it. Yeah.
Fantastic.
It was lovely.
Initially, were you kind of going, "Oh God, I've got to play a real person here that a lot of people know"? Is that quite scary, or do you not really think about it?
I didn't really think about it until I got on set, and so I'd really worked at it. I'd got some DVDs, I'd got some old a friend of mine had got me downloaded some burnt off some CDs with some radio shows on it. So I was fairly confident I was doing a sort of reasonable kind of, and then I'd show you the face and everything, and I just worked at it, And I came on set, and then you get the wig on, and then you get the suit, and you go, ooh, well, this feels like quite a responsibility, People might not like this, I don't know. But I did enjoy doing it because Michael was and the rest of the team were lovely. Yeah, good job.
I sort of linked that to because I played Paul McCartney in a show, and I'm a big Beatles fan. And we went to the Liverpool Empire and that was the same sort of thing. You got the wig on. I've never seen like 4 terrified people, because you're doing Scouse accents to Scousers playing like their best known sons who's just sweating in a wig. But I mean, it was an amazing thing to do. But yeah, like because these things like Hancock, people really love these people, don't they? They really. So it's you do feel the pressure, I think, but it must have been a good training. I don't know for you, it certainly was for me. All the Goulston and Simpson scripts they're just outstandanding, aren't they? They stand up perfectly. Yeah. And like I know because we spoke to Kevin Eldon who did the Missing Hancocks, the remakes of the ones that were lost. And I sort of asked him the same sort of thing. Do you feel the pressure? Is it hard to do? And he said, well, no, you just say the lines because they're so well written. It's just there,
Yeah, they are so well written, yeah.
Yeah, and
I'm good mates with Kevin. I'm in a band with Kevin.
Oh, I read that.
Yeah, I saw this. Yeah.
Well, I say very occasional.
We
used to play a lot.
Beer Gut 100.
Beer Gut 100. Yeah.
No, I saw that. How did that come about?
It came about with through stand-up when I did a gig, and I did a gig with Bill Bailey, who I vaguely knew from the comedy club I'd played at, and Bill just came up to me afterwards and said, "Look, I hear you play the drums." And I said, "Yeah." He said, "Oh, do you want to start this band thing?" So we did, and we did this sort of monthly thing, which was kind of, I'd trek up from Southend. Well, I lived back down there back then, and I'd trek up from Southend, the kit. We'd play at Battersea Arts Centre often, and it was after the gig, so someone would do 10-minute stand-up and then do a song with us.
Right.
And it was called the Time of the Month Club, I think. And then that sort of it morphed into this kind of band where Kevin came in and Phil Whelan's on bass and sort of guitar, and we did, I think it was 90, I can't remember the first year, I think it was 90, either 95 or 96. We did our first year, we did Late and Live.
Late Live, yes, yeah.
Yeah, and then we did the next year, and then the last year we ended up doing about 12 nights, finishing at about 3:45 in the morning. It's ridiculous. And then we've done various charity gigs, We've done a lot, we've done a lot of charity gigs. We're on last, a bill of about 40 comics, and we come out, last tube's going, so we played to a lot of seats banging up.
Yeah, brilliant.
And you still do it now? So you still do, occasionally do it now?
Well, actually, the last time we did it was at Kevin's wedding, which was...
That's quite recently, wasn't it? Was it last year?
About 2 years ago, yeah. Yeah, a couple of summers ago. But I think we were meant to be... Well, Bill was talking about doing something this year because I think it's 25 years since our first gig, so it must have been 95, yeah. So 25 years since our first gig. So we'll have to do it next year.
Right.
Yeah. Hopefully we'll do something like, we'll do something big. All we do is punk covers.
Right.
We just do,
yeah.
A load of Clash stuff and Ramones and, it's just nonsense. A lot of fun.
And that's, just something to keep you sane, maybe, just a little bit of fun, really.
Yeah.
You've also, you played a lot of Caretakers, it occurred to me, because you played the Caretaker in Saxondale as well. So it must be your, your castability.
Yeah.
How did that come about? Was that another just sort of being cast in it thing, or was it, did you?
That was, I was cast in that, yeah. And my son was due to be born around about that time. So I was sort of going, it should be all right. But it was fine. He was born, and the shoot was about 2 weeks afterwards. That was really good fun. Although I do remember that I can't, forgive me, I cannot remember the co-writer's name. I apologise to that gentleman. But, I got to unit base, got changed, it's first thing in the morning, I'd learnt all my lines, got in the car with him, and he said, "Did you get the new script?" I went, "Eh?" What? He said, "Did you not get the new script?" I said, "No." And of course, your heart's sort of going, "Oh, Christ."
Yeah.
Well, hopefully it will just be a few lines that are changed. It'll be fine. It's just a little bit of tweaking. And you go, no, unrecognisable.
Wow.
Unrecognisable. There's nothing on there. There isn't a word on there that was on the previous. And we're driving to set. And he kept saying, it'll be fine. I said, no, it won't. It won't be fine. I've got to learn. This is like a 5-page scene. I can't do it. He said, honestly, it'll be fine. Yeah. But the way Steve works, it was fine, because we did a sort of camera rehearsal and everything, and then everyone left, and we just rehearsed it for an hour.
Right. Oh, really? Yeah.
An hour, maybe longer. It was a long time. And Steve was delightful. He sort of said, "Oh, do you not know this?" I went, "No, I've just been handed it in the car." And he went, "No, it's all fine. It's fine." So, but with an hour and a half, of course, you can learn it. It was great. It's fine.
Yeah.
But that initial arse wrenching.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Terrified. Had you worked with Steve Coogan before, or was that your first experience?
No, I hadn't. No.
It's nice that you had the time as well to actually work on the scene, rather than that shows that they obviously he cares, so they care about getting it right, getting the character right and stuff.
Yeah, quite an education.
Yeah. It's a good episode as well. It's got Alex Lowe in it as well, doesn't it? As the teacher.
Right, yeah. Good old Alex.
He's great. Yeah, he's played our comedy club a lot of times.
Yes,
lovely.
We have Barry from Watford quite a few times. And we met Alex through
you. In fact,
you
did,
it was
when we did the reading for your.
The sitcom.
Yeah. And I think Alex came in, wasn't he, like a last-minute replacement?
He did. We were let down by someone. I can't remember who that was. And if
was it the co-writer of Saxondale?
The same guy.
Furious. Alex came in at the last minute, as usual. Stormed it.
Yeah.
He's brilliant.
He's good. Yeah.
And Barry from Watford is just a sort of stroke of genius, isn't it? It's such a great
joy.
Character.
There's a thing here I'm just looking through. Susan's iPad, I don't think iPad is actually her surname, but Susan's iPad says, tell us, maybe it is, tell us a bit more about spending your summer holes working as a projectionist in Germany when you were 15, 16. Do you speak German?
Bloody hell.
I mean, that sounds very specific.
Is it?
Is that correct, or is it?
Is this a?
That is correct. I don't know who Susan is, but they know too much about me.
Something about Susan iPad Assassination 6.
Yeah.
Something. Yeah, I think you're right.
Yeah, it'll be fine. It's fine.
Yeah.
No, what that was, I do speak German. My mum was German, no longer with us. She was German, so I used to spend a lot of my summer holidays, me and my brother, in Germany, in Cologne. So I was passionate about film and whatever. So I was probably about 13 or 14, actually. I was probably a bit younger than 15. Yeah, I was probably about 13 or 14. And I used to go and see a lot of films. And I'm talking, 1 in the morning and 1 in the afternoon, nearly every day. It's strange, isn't it, to let a 13-year-old run a foreign city on their own. Oh, the late 70s. So I watched a lot of films, but I was also, and I've lost all of these, I collected. So I used to go up to the box office and ask them if they had any spare photos or posters.
Right.
Photos or plakaten. And so I collected all these. I had these amazing sort of 70s the Japanese Godzilla films, but the German poster for them, and I lost them all. So I used to go and watch a lot of this. And what happened is the projectionist at this one particular cinema came down. He's quite an old fella. And he came down and he was a bit grumpy. And he said, "Well, yeah, I got these." He said, "Come up to the projection room and have a look." So my eyes lit up. I'm going to go see a projection room. I went up there with him, and I was, he was digging around and stuff. I was obviously wide-eyed. And he said, "Oh, do you like all this stuff?" So I said, "Yeah." So he said, "Come back tomorrow." And I worked there for probably about a month, 5 weeks of the holiday.
Right.
Just in the projector room.
Wow.
One of the best summer holidays, I kid you not, I have ever had.
Right, yeah.
Just watching films after film after film,
Yeah, just watching it, but just being in there, I was always fascinated with it, you know. You had to shout in there because the machines were really loud.
Right, yeah. Quite a good education again for what you went on to do, I suppose.
Yeah, but I loved film. I've loved film since a very, very young age. Yeah. So I was sort of slightly obsessed with it.
How has it been going into something like The Inbetweeners and then that becoming a film? There's my segue there into film, but
clever stuff, Glyn.
Going into that becoming a film, how was that experience of doing something that became quite a big movie? Did you enjoy it? Obviously, that's quite exciting.
Yeah. No, I did enjoy it. It was funny because it you know, you come from the sort of the first ever the first series that we did. Of course, no one knows what this is going to be. It's a gig, it's a job. Go in there, do it, and move on to the next one. And actually, I don't think the first one was much of a hit. It did okay.
It's been repeated so much since, I suppose, you kind of forget. Yeah.
At the time, I just think it wasn't hugely successful. But then, you know, to go on the second one, you know, by the third one, you're sort of going, right, okay, this is getting bigger and bigger and bigger. But the sets were all, you know, the same, and the crew was kind of the same. And then you go on the film set and you go, oh, right, okay.
Yeah, that's kind of what I was wondering, because you guys jump into the...
There's about 300 people here. These lights are bigger.
So it was very different then. So they did do it much. They didn't kind of stick to the same. So it became bigger. Everything.
Yeah, it did. It did become bigger. Yeah. It did. Yeah. I really enjoyed doing the Inbetweeners. I mean, the boys weren't. I've told them enough times. You know, I had to be dad sometimes because often it was me driving. And then just doing the odd, oi, oh really? All that kind of stuff. And me with the sort of lion's share of the dialogue. Yeah. So when they said cut, they would piss around like no one's business. And I'd be sitting there going, and then we get hitting each other. And every now and then I'd go, shut up.
You literally were their dad,
Literally were their dad, yeah.
Also, how do you find? Because I saw, and I don't know whether it's more like sketch stuff you did, but because you've written like for people like Phil Kay and those sort of people, when you do that sort of stuff, is it easy to get into other people's voices, or do you still write the way you would normally write, or you know?
No, I think you have to get into what they would do and try and imagine them doing it. Working with Phil, I love Phil.
Oh, he's amazing, isn't he? It's amazing.
I think he's a genius. But they rented me an office in Soho. And I'd been there every 4 days a week, and we'd record on a Friday. And I just go in there, and he'd come down from Scotland. Phil would come down from Scotland on I'd worked on a Monday and a Tuesday, and he'd come in on a Wednesday. And he'd only stay for about an hour and a half, and there would be this whirlwind of energy would come in. And I'd pitch this stuff to you, and he'd go, yeah, okay, but let's do it in a helicopter. And you go, no, I'll do it swinging from a tree. I'll do it swinging from a tree. And then I'll jump down onto a moving tractor. And you go, stop it. And then I'd have to sort of decipher, to pick all the bones out of that. And I really enjoyed writing with him. Yeah.
We find when he comes to our comedy club, you predict the things, like if there's a ladder there, you go, we'll move that, because he'll find that.
Yeah.
He'll bring that on. And he always does.
Yeah. He'll ruin our club.
Yeah, but he's great. I love him. And he is a genius. I think the way he twists the story is just beautiful, really.
Yeah.
I have to say, I'm kind of jealous of your career, really, because you've managed to do like a lot of different things, really nice things with nice groups of people, you know, and done a little bit of everything that I guess, like from what you're saying, the kid inside kind of wanted to do. Which
I've been really lucky. I worked quite hard, but I have been lucky. You know, the one of the reasons I got into acting really was through Lee Evans, because I was writing with Lee, and I was writing some sketches for his. I think it was his first ever West End run in 96, 97, and we were writing these little sketches, and he sort of, so I was employed by him and the production company, and I was getting paid for it and everything. And then he just said to me one day, obviously I'll never forget it. He said, "Oh, you could do this sketch." I went, "What?" He said, "Yeah, you could do that. You're funny. You do that. You can do that. You can act. Be fine." So I said, "Okay." So we did it we did a tiny little sort of art centre tour where we practiced it. We rehearsed it and honed it and whatever. So my first ever proper acting gig was a 10-week run in the West End.
That's all right, isn't it?
So I mean, I wasn't in it very much. It was only about 5 minutes of sketches in a 2-hour show. But yeah, and it's that trust that people place in you.
Yeah.
That can really move your career on. Because after that, I got an acting agent, and suddenly I was, an actor.
Yeah.
Overnight.
Yeah. And you're still doing it many. Well, I say many years later. I'm not saying you're old. I'm just saying that you.
Yeah. Just many, not many.
Yeah.
Is there anything you still want to do, apart from James Bond? Is there anything else you still kind of want to do that you haven't done yet, or I'm sure?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I think there's loads. Yeah. I'd like to, like do a sitcom on telly to write it. I think that's a tough call. I'd like to do some really meaty drama. I've done drama, but not really. I have to say I prefer doing comedy because that's my sort of natural thing. I'd like to push myself a bit to do some more hard-hitting drama.
I really liked Quiz, the thing that was on recently.
Oh right, yeah.
I thought that was great. I will say it was sort of had that comedy sort of side to it. It was funny, but also obviously had quite a serious subject. And
yeah, it was brilliantly written.
Yeah,
I thought it was so
good. Yeah,
great script.
Yeah.
And I had to meet Stephen Frears for that. And the meeting kept on sort of getting cancelled, and I had to go over to his house to say that because he said Stephen would like to meet you, and I said right, okay. And I got there, and the casting director and the casting assistant were sitting on the pavement outside his house, and they said, Stephen's he's actually not here. He's not here yet. So I said, right, oh, okay. They said, yeah, he's on his way back. He'd kind of forgotten a bit about the meeting. So, right, okay. He said he got a bit confused. He's on his way back. He was going to pick someone up from Euston Station. So this is in Bayswater. And I said, oh, okay. So we waited about, 5-10 minutes. And he walked down the road, dressed entirely in linen. And, I love him. And he walked up and they said, oh, this is Martin. And I thought, this must be some sort of test. He leant forward and he said, he shook my hands and he said, have you bought any cake? So I said, oh, God, that's page one, isn't it? I mean, is there any people coming in? So he said, inside, and I think that was a kind of a little test about what kind of reaction I'd have to you bought any cake.
Yeah.
And then he's so delightful. After about 5 minutes, he turned to the casting people and he said, why have we dragged this poor man halfway across London? Ridiculous. Of course he's right for the part.
Brilliant.
Yeah,
wow.
But that was a lot of fun, actually. I really enjoyed doing that. Because there was, I didn't, although it was quite a funny script, I didn't have any laughs in it. I was just sort of slightly grumpy.
But it was very warm, wasn't it? It was just a very warm. I don't know if it painted them almost maybe too nicely in a way, but it actually was not. I like the way it kind of led you at the end to go, oh, they might not have actually done that.
It was the brilliance of it, I thought, is episode 1 and 2, the nation, and when I'd read the scripts, I was as well. The nation's kind of going, oh yeah, I mean they are guilty.
Yeah.
I mean, there's no way. They are guilty of sin. Bang them up. Yeah. And then the third episode just sort of cuddles you and sort of goes, takes you off in a slightly different direction. Going, well, have a think about that. Maybe they didn't.
Yeah.
And the production company had those tapes for months.
Yeah, I know. Yeah.
Months.
Yeah.
I don't know whether they did it, and I'm in showbiz.
Well, this is it, isn't it? Yeah. No.
If you don't know, no one knows.
No, exactly. Yeah.
Who inspires you? What sort of inspires you in comedy? What inspires? Is it? Are they people you work with, or is it? I don't know. What?
I think it's other people to work with. I think it's people I have worked with. The work ethic of Sean Locke, which is just you never have something that will do.
Right, yeah.
That will do, because that will not do. The right thing will do. The sort of I've worked with Bill Bailey over the years, and it's that kind of that freedom of thinking which is kind of sort of quite inspiring, and there's a lot of people, but I think you have to have inside you have to comedically you have to have that thing, and you can't really explain what it is. Is it comic timing? Is it the speed of you're delivering it? Is it what is it? A lot of the Americans are incredibly good at comedy. They're just there. It's just you watch Parks and Recs. It's effortless.
Yeah.
It's just go, how do they do that? That's just so it's difficult to find one defining thing that inspired the comedy, or that did inspire the comedy. But I think it was that certainly it was one of the reasons I wanted to do it was having seen Bill and Harry Hill and Sean and all those sort of people with the daft gene, which I really, and Tim Vine and people like that I really gravitated towards, because I love that kind of daftness, that silliness, which I my stand-up was very silly. Sadly, never recorded.
Oh,
but that means you can big it up. You can just say it's exceptional. Yeah.
Before television, you see.
Of course, yeah.
But I think and it's fun. It's kind of notable, like being in a band, say with Kevin Eldon, because Kevin Eldon's another one of those people who always turns up in something that's good. So he'll do a good character and thing. And I mean, because you've worked with so many of the sort of leading lights of the whole comedy sort of sitcom scene, and I think, and per se, if you're in it, you go, oh, that's going to be a good thing. So I'm probably just being a bit too brown nosing, but no, it's.
Well, that was very kind. I've done children's telly as well.
I saw you do a sort of kids sitcom thing fairly recently.
I did. I've done a few. I did All at Sea, Grumpy Neighbour. I did So Awkward, Daft Boyfriend. No, that's about it.
Have you done any CBeebies things or CBBC?
No, I've never done any CBeebice things.
So
no.
We're not on CBBC quite. We're sort of getting there with my son. He's only 6, so yeah.
Oh, okay, yeah. I tell you what, my daughter who's upstairs. She's 9. She's nearly 10, and I'm pointing over there because that's where the telly is. You don't know that. I'll give you a little bit of geography.
Yeah, brilliant.
That's the garden.
Right.
That's the telly.
Okay.
And I was on All at Sea or one of those things, and she got up, and she was about 2.5. No, she's about 2. And she walked up to the television and then looked behind it.
Brilliant.
To see if I was there. And I was. No.
Just hiding.
So how do, having children that age, how do they react to what you do? Is it, I mean, obviously they've grown up with you doing it, but is it, how do they?
Yeah, well, they haven't seen the Inbetweeners or PhoneShop. My son's 13, and I suppose maybe he's around about the age he could now, I suppose. But he hasn't seen it yet. But what's tricky, Louis gets it now. So we're on the bus or something like that, and someone goes, "Oh, well, can I get a photo with you? Oh, I'm a massive PhoneShop fan." Louis just stands to one side, and it's just kind of, But Betsy's still kind of, why?
Yeah.
Why would he want that? Yeah. Because I'm amazing, darling.
Yeah. Do you not realise you're in the presence of genius?
Yeah.
You've got a lot to learn.
Yeah. You'll be recounting this in a documentary about me in 40 years' time.
Yeah, when I'm dead, right, and they do the bloody thing.
Yeah, you'll be Gary Morecambe. That's what's going to happen. Yeah. We should probably end there.
I just look at the time.
Yeah. Thanks so much for doing this, Martin. It's lovely.
You're really well. I really enjoyed it.
Thank you.
Come again. Do it another time.
Yeah,
I will do it. Yeah,
and then maybe come to our comedy club at some point and do some stand up. That would be.
Yeah, if you ever want to.
I'll do a minute.
Okay. do your 10 minutes from So You Think You're Funny and yeah.
Oh God. All right then.
It's nice, and I'm sure Glyn's thinking the same thing, because so many of the things you've said that you liked, that you did when you were growing up, it's very much what we did. Yeah. So it's nice to hear that familiarity and also know that it came out into something that was, really good. So
exactly. That's creative. And
yeah. And it's like remaining the kid inside, as always being the child inside, never quite taking yourself seriously, which is great.
Yeah.
But thanks so much, Martin.
You're really welcome. You're really welcome.
And we'll see you again, hopefully.
That was lovely. Thanks very much.
Thank you, Martin. Take care. Bye.
Thanks a lot. Bye.
So that was Martin Trenaman right there.
It was, yes. Yeah.
And it was a really nice chat and interesting as well. And I can really see what he said about, say, for example, someone like Sean Locke, their sort of preciseness about getting a thing funny, not going for the half good, because I think he's very sort of direct. He's a very direct comedian.
You can, absolutely. You can see the attention to detail. I mean, it's something like 15 Stories High, particularly, that you can see. And I haven't seen that many of the episodes, and you obviously seen all of it. Yeah. But what I have seen, you can really see the detail, and that's what makes it even funnier, because every little detail has been considered. And so it's obvious. It's quite nice to hear him kind of say that and make things you thought were true are true.
Yeah. Also, it's funny as well because my wife, and I, we like the specific scene that you mentioned, the thing about sexing the fish, which you might not have seen, which is making Errol try and work out. Like Martin Trenaman's character is saying, no, it's really easy. Look, you see, that's a male, that's a female, that's a, and he can't get it, and it's just winding him up. But my wife said to me, "Oh, you should, mention it. If you mentioned it to him, he probably wouldn't even remember it." So it's quite nice that it was specifically the thing he pulled out.
Yeah.
But just managed to sort of, I don't know, dip in and out of all kinds of different things and music as well, and it's a really nice journey to have taken. Jealous of it, really.
Very, very jealous. Yeah, absolutely jealous of all of those things. Yeah. But yeah, lovely to hear him talk about all of that, and hopefully everyone enjoyed listening to it too.
I hope so. Yeah. And also you have to go and listen to the Jam song Eton Rifles to listen out for him yelling at age 14 or whatever, which is very cool.
And also do listen to Bravo 2 Charlie's, which is on BBC Sounds at the moment. Well, it's on BBC Sounds at the moment, isn't it?
And it's really good. Yeah. And he's very funny in it, and it's it's good. So listen out for that.
Yes.
And also, if you've enjoyed this, listen to some of our other episodes. We've got all kinds of people. The ones we've recorded recently to this: Rory Bremner, Arthur Smith, Bobby Davro, Mark Morris from the Blue Tones, Kate Robbins, Norman Lovett. Plenty to listen to there. And also the older ones. Phil Jupiter's, Josh, and we've
got people like we mentioned on there, but Kevin Eldon's on there, isn't he? We interviewed him quite a while ago now. But people like that who are really interesting to listen to.
And it's nice as well, like we said, like the nature of doing this podcast, the situation we're in has enabled us to do these things in a slightly different way. And someone like Martin, we would not have been able to interview necessarily in the comedy club the way we normally would, because he's more of a comedy actor than say a stand-up.
We wouldn't have booked him for mostly comedy, therefore we wouldn't have probably then be interviewing him afterwards.
And not because you wouldn't want him to do it, but because he doesn't do that.
He wouldn't be that sort of stuff. Although having said that, he now said about stand-up, and now I'm really interested to see him do some stand-up.
Yeah, so, it'd be good. It'd be good, definitely. But yeah, so this is an example of sort of stepping slightly left of centre of what we would normally do and interviewing people that have done interesting things that we would not have been able to have at the club. So again, this is a good thing to come out of a not so good situation.
Yes.
I mean, it's not going to save the world. It's not going to improve the situation that we interviewed Martin Trenaman. It's not going to ease the lockdown or anything.
No,
but it was
sadly not. But it was it was fun while it lasted, and hopefully it will be fun for people listening.
Yeah, I hope
to it now.
And if not, plenty of other things you can listen to.
Exactly. To be fair, if you've listened this far in, you've listened to it basically.
That's true.
It's about to end. So
if you switch off just now, bit weird. Go and see through to the end. Come on.
You might as well.
But thanks for joining us, and hopefully, as I say, listen to all the other ones. They're around on all the sort of the podcasting sites. And go to mostlycomedy.co.uk where you can find more information about the club and also links to all the episodes as well. And tell us what you think of it if it's positive.
Please do. Yeah. No negative stuff. Just tell us positive stuff.
Because we do that bit ourselves.
Yeah,
we do. We don't need the outside influence for that.
No, we don't.
But yeah, thanks for listening, and hopefully you'll join us again soon. Thank you very much.